What's up everybody, SuperDorks fan here, and today I'm going to be reviewing another dash cam, the Vantrue N1, and so the nice people at Vantrue sent me this to review for you guys. And so I've already done the R2 and the R1 Pro, and this N1 is a little bit smaller, so we'll see how the features compare and things like that. But let's you can see all the included materials they give you here, user manual, and then the actual unit itself, which is much smaller than the R2, and it's a cool little package though. It's almost identical in size to a GoPro, but as you can see, there's a little square screen there. Now it does film in widescreen. The screen is just there so that it has a small form factor, but it's really nice build quality. Metal on the top and bottom. The buttons all feel really solid. It has a good weight to it, but it's real metal there, where you can see the micro SD slot and then the connector there up top for power, and in addition to another USB slot on the bottom. And so yeah, here's a comparison of it next to the Hero 4. As you can see, very, very similar dimensions, very similar weight as well, and so it makes for a really nice and inconspicuous package there whenever you mount it onto the windshield. But other things that are included in the box, of course, we just open it up here. Nicely done packaging, and like the R2, which I really thought was a cool innovation, they have these suction cup mounts that have the power through the suction cup mount. So you just slide it onto the attachment there, and then as you can see, there's the micro USB jack there, and so that's what you plug it into, and it helps to keep the wires nice and out of the way, which is really cool. And then, of course, you have the same power cable as the R2, which is really cool as well, because you don't lose the USB functionality. You still have a USB port there, even though you're using the power outlet, which is a really cool feature. I love that about the Vantrues as well. And you also have your standard USB cable as well. So anyway, let's look at some footage out here on the road, and as you can see, on a beautiful day like this one, it was really sharp, very clear. You can see the colors are great, and it's just does a really good job. Here's when the sun is setting. As you can see, now it's super bright in the sky there, but it still doesn't lose the focus on the ground, and you still see the ground, which is darker very well, even despite the sky there. So it does a good job of figuring out what it needs to focus on and what it can overexpose without it being a big deal. So it's very smart with its exposure for the most part, and so pretty good job there. And night is the part where it's different from the R2. Now, as you can see, all the street lights and things like that, they have a starburst effect, which the R2 doesn't have, and so it gives this a little bit lower quality at nighttime. Still very sharp though. You can still make out the license plates, and the road is very sharp and clear. I don't know if it's quite as sharp and clear as the R2 footage, which I'll show in a second here, but does look very good. I think the starburst effect could be because of a slightly smaller aperture that this may have, but here's the R2 footage, and as you can see, it seems like the road lines and things like that are a little bit more vivid, and you don't have that starburst effect with the street lights as much. And so anyway, back to the N1 here, going through a tunnel. And just to show you how well it adjusts at night. Now, it does get a little super dark, so with the beautiful Pittsburgh skyline here, you can't really see the buildings quite as well, but it focuses on the important thing, which is the road. And so I think it's prioritized the correct thing. It'd be nice if it could get a little bit more of the skyline and things like that, but obviously this is supposed to film things going on the road. So for that, I think it does a really great job. And I just like how well it adjusts to different circumstances. And here's that same stretch of road here in the daytime. Again, a little bit of a darker tunnel, overexposure, but look how quickly it darkens up so that you have a really clear view. Again, really great colors on this cloudy day, even, everything really pops, and you still just have a super vivid and clear view of the road and all the street signs. And like I said, it's very easy to make out license plates, especially when you pause and zoom in and things like that. And so overall, it does a really good job. I gotta say, for roughly, $50 or so cheaper than the R2, I don't think you're really compromising too much. And so it's very, very impressive. I think it's a job done great. Now, it also has a parking mode, so that's nice because you can set it up so it'll have a motion detection thing where, when it senses a car coming towards you, it'll start recording and, keep recording until that motion goes away. And so that's, nice to have that feature as well, because, of course, if someone's messing with your car or something, you want to see, who did it or what happened. And and so that is a very cool feature to have. But for the parking mode to work, you do have to have it powered so that it's, you know, able to run in case it detects motion, which is an issue because a lot of the cars that I drive, they power off that, you know, power outlet whenever you turn the car off or shortly thereafter. So you need to make sure that you either hardwire it or have it connected to a power source so that it's constantly running, you know, and has power available if it detects motion. So one caveat of that, but you know, because unfortunately the battery on it is kind of small, and so, you know, you can't do too much recording outside of a power source. And then the only other complaint that I really have with it is that the micro SD card slot is still kind of tricky to get out. That's a complaint I had with the previous R2. It was also kind of tricky. You know, with GoPros and things like that, it's a little bit easier to pop out that micro SD card than it is on these Vantrue dash cams. So you really got to get your fingernail in there to pop it out just right, and it can be a little bit of a struggle to get it in for the first time too for the micro SD card. But other than that, I mean, a really great little camera. Like I said, it's smaller than the R2 and it's cheaper than the R2, and I really don't feel like you give up that much aside from some of that night performance. Otherwise, I think it really does a great job. So anyway, let me know what you think about this, and if you're interested in it, the link is in the description below to Amazon, and yeah, you can go back and watch all my other previous dash cam reviews as well. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.